Hello, this is Screamer Comic Reviews.
Hello.
And for those of you who don't know what a comic looks like, it would look something like this.
Which is what we're going to be reviewing
like
today.
This.
The Walking Dead Part 1.
Yes, it is the first part, and it has a story to it. People die. New people come. People ride horses, for Christ's sakes. Zombies are in the city.
Now, this series isn't supposed to be scary, as you can see. It's quite boring. Just has a man sitting in a hospital at the beginning, kind of like 28 days later. As you get through the book, it gets much better. You start to learn more characters, and
this is what the pages of a comic would look like.
And
now to talk about the comic itself.
So the comic is pretty much just like Dawn of the Dead, but it starts out like 28 days later. And as you can see, the main character, Robert Grimes, is trying to find his way to his wife and kids in some really redneck city. Of course, so stereotypical. But as you go on, you get more characters. Some of them die. And finally he gets to the city in which he thinks that his children are. But he sees that there are millions of zombies covering the entire city.
He was right. There are children in it. Most of them are just dead.
He finally finds this pretty cool Chinese kid, and he helps him get across this one area. But anyways, so finally he gets saved with a Chinese kid, and it brings him back to this one base camp where everyone else lives, and it's right outside of the zombie territory. But what they don't know is zombies come in every once in a while, and people get hurt. For example, some redneck people get killed, of course. They always get killed. Some people get bitten. Some people die. But most importantly, he does find his wife and children. But the problem is, he finds his wife and the children with one man he thought he could never trust again. His brother.
Who slept with his wife.
Exactly, yes.
Oh, he did? I mean, of course he did.
Oh, I have to correct something. His name is Rick Grimes. But anyways, so yes, he does talk to his brother, and the tensions are kind of hot between both of them. And there's some scenes.
If you know what I mean.
There's a little subplot with his wife and his brother, which you kind of learn he's actually had relationships with her while he was gone, because she was just so sad they thought he was dead. Anyways. You know, more characters keep dying. Yeah. People get bitten. Zombies really aren't the main thing out of this book. The main thing out of this book is pretty much just how can we hold ourselves together? Can we hold ourselves with no government, nothing, no grocery stores, no food that we can find easily? Can we survive that while being attacked by zombies and have all these problems in our lives? And the book is more of a struggle than a story. It's pretty much, you don't think there's an ending to it, really. But of course, there is about 10 parts.
I mean, this is only part one.
It's only part one. It's pretty long. It's pretty good.
So it's pretty good. So if you want to get part two, you should probably get part one first. I'm just saying,
Yeah, this is the kind of story where you get kind of mixed up if you went out. It's like the Harry Potter movies, but no one cares about Harry Potter anymore, so it doesn't really matter.
It kind of gotten old, but so
yeah, he's a gay faggot. So, anyways, but yeah, the story is pretty amazing. And, it gets to a climax, and the climax, is the last box in the whole thing. Last comic box, and I'm not going to tell you, because you probably think of it pretty easily.
Say spoiler alert first, Alex.
Spoiler alert, you probably think of it pretty easily, but, yeah.
I mean, now tell us about the cliches, Alex. Are there any cliches?
When it comes to cliches, they get away from zombies really easily. It seems like it takes a million hits to kill some of them sometimes, but at least it's realistic. This is probably one of the more realistic zombie books. And they kind of already know to shoot them in the head and stuff. And
now, what the things they do in this comic, would you agree with the things they do? Would you say, I would do that too, if I was in a zombie attack?
I probably would do the same thing. But some of the things are a little more drastic than others, but aside from that. For example, when you see a guy that has his hand looking like that, you don't let him stay in your camp any longer.
No, you kick him out immediately.
Kick him out, tie him to a tree, and shoot him.
Why couldn't you just shoot him? You think he's going to run away?
Or you could just do the Dawn of the Dead thing and leave him in a part of the shopping mall, and then shoot him when he becomes a zombie. Just be nice to him. But still,
And then choose baby
this
when
book
it
is
becomes a zombie.
zombie abortions. But anyways, yeah. So the art of this book is pretty nice. It's by Tony Moore, and he has pretty good art. It's more cartoony and more.
But that only makes it better.
It only makes it better because it's like cartoon, but still so extremely intense and dramatic. So that makes it pretty interesting. But anyways, it's all black and white. There is no color for this comic. But I mean, it's so long. It would cost probably like $40 to put color into all these pages. And the writer of the story is Robert Kirkman, and he's a pretty good writer. It's not hard to write a story like this. All you gotta do is just write, I'm going on a horse. I'm gonna save my children. Hey, who are you? That kind of stuff.
All you gotta do is actually be in a zombie invasion.
All you gotta do is just think about being in a zombie invasion. You can write so easily. And yeah, the zombies look pretty nice in this movie. Comic book. But anyways, yes, they look very nice. As you see, some of them have balls, some of them have no teeth left. Some of them look pretty crazy. They kind of have the phases zombies, like in Dawn of the Dead. Like, one day later, they're not too crazy. 2 days later, they're crazy. 3 days later, they look like effing mutants from outer space.
Yeah.
So yeah, the art in this book is very
So
good.
would you say these zombies are more like sporty, super crazy zombies, or George A. Romero classic
These
zombie?
are very slow George A. Romero zombies. But
Okay.
they're like the head crabs in Half-Life 2. They're strong when they get close to you. So they're pretty dangerous.
Very powerful in numbers.
They're very powerful in numbers, but they go down one hit in the head, so...
Always go for the headshots, kids. I keep telling people, if there's ever a zombie attack, aim for the head.
Aim for the head, yes.
Aim for the head.
So...
Would you recommend our viewers purchase this comic?
Yes, I would recommend that you buy this comic because...
Especially if you like zombies. If you have an undying love for zombies,
See,
or an undead love for zombies,
just buying
you
a part,
want this.
Just buying a part one is about $10, and buying all of them at the same time, that's about $8.
You're getting more for your money than
about,
you would expect.
$10 off, but you gotta remember tax. It's crazy nowadays.
Obama.
But anyways, yeah, I would recommend you buy this. And also, you probably read it because AMC is going to start showing a TV series of this exact same comic book.
You gotta get pumped for that TV show by reading
what
that.
happens. So yeah,
If you want to be familiar with the show already ahead of time, you want to know what's going on, you buy that book. You read it.
And it will come out probably next year or later this year. So
now, is this one of the comics you read again and again, never get bored of, or just like a one-time deal, or what?
Well, at first you seem discouraged from reading this because it's so boring in the beginning. But it gets much better, much better. You start understanding it more. You get more.
You gotta be
from
patient. You gotta give it time. Or would you recommend you skip to the good part?
No, read all of it.
So you're saying the boring part makes the better parts more.
It takes out that part and
Yeah.
makes that part better, and it's like stimulating.
It's like waiting for a movie. You hate the waiting part, but it makes the movie so much better when you're actually watching it.
Exactly. So
It's like a Stephen King movie. Everything sucks except the end. Now, what were you saying?
Our verdict is buy this comic book.
Buy it. Read it. Especially, now, is this one of those, like, on the road or in an airplane going to somewhere?
You can probably
Comics
read
are
this
just,
anywhere.
like, at home.
This is like better when you're in a car to read this because it's like for some reason it just seems so much better. But it seems long at first, but you get through it so fast. There's a lot of dialogue in it. It's pretty amazing. You should go buy it. So our verdict is go buy this comic book.
Good. And if you have any requests on what comics you want us to review, like horror comics, zombie or horror comics, just send me a little private message. Thanks for watching. Have a undead day.